I wake up to a beautiful day. I pour a cup of coffee, then I'm on my way. Well, my warm bed begs me to stay, but I got to get to work before I'm late. I wake up to a beautiful day, smiling with the sun and it smiles back at me. Like damn, it feels good to be free, 'cause living this life is living a dream. Yeah. Floating through my neighborhood, everybody's feeling good. The trees are swaying like they're waving at us, and over there all the people on the bus are laughing. On the way to a parade, I saw a man sitting on the curb looking sad. Sat down and shot the shit for a while till he laughed. It's moments like that you won't get them back, so you better make them last. In a beautiful place with so much tragedy, you think something should be so different, that we are a witness. I don't know how much longer we can take this. We can't keep on sleeping. I wake up to a beautiful day. I pour a cup of coffee, then I'm on my way. Well, my warm bed begs me to stay, but I got to get to work before I'm late. I wake up to a beautiful day, smiling with the sun and it smiles back at me. Like damn, it feels good to be free, 'cause living this life is living a dream. Yeah. Cause living this life is living a dream, yeah. And just because the trees are always swaying, and just because the sun is always shining, it doesn't mean that people are forgotten. It happens way too often, because this world can be colder than the Arctic. Shit can make you feel so helpless and heartless. It's time to open up your eyes to the darkness, but it's hard to stay awake when you're so damn exhausted. You gotta wake up. You gotta wake up. It's time to wake up. Yeah, so I wake up to a beautiful day. Not a worry in the world, 'cause everything is okay. My bed begs me to stay, but I got to get to work 'cause I'm already late. I wake up to a beautiful day. I'm smiling with the sun and it smiles back at me, 'cause damn, it feels good to be free. Living this life, you're living this life. I wake up to a beautiful day. Not a worry in the world, 'cause everything is okay. My bed begs me to stay, but I gotta get to work before I'm late. Yeah, I wake up to a beautiful day. I'm smiling with the sun and it smiles back at me. Like damn, it feels good to be free. 'Cause living this life, yeah, living this life is living a dream. We're living a dream. We're living a dream. 'Cause living this life, yeah, living this life is living a dream. We're living a dream. We're living a dream. 'Cause living this life, yeah, living this life is living a dream.
Good morning. Yes. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Dark matter is something we do not know. We believe that dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, I'm afraid of course, that there is no dark matter out there. So what? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Oh, happy Monday. You know, TGIM.
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Yeah, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
No case of the Mondays here. Welcome to the IRONWORX Free World. .fm. How's it going, gentlemen?
Good morning.
I think
living the dream.
Has a little Sensey Trails to kick off the show this morning.
Yeah, that was I like that. Good jamming. Who was that? Sensi Trails?
Trails. Yep. The song was called Cup of Coffee.
Yeah, very cool. It was a nice way to wake up. Have my first sip of coffee too. Thank you, Josh.
Welcome. How are you doing, gentlemen?
How was your weekend?
Terribly quiet. The goal was to try to get bunnies bonded this weekend. We bought a new rug so that once we got everything cleaned up, put the fresh rug down, it's not going to smell like any bunnies whatsoever. But last week we slacked a little bit and didn't quite stay up on top of their like daily introductions. So it didn't quite feel right to... Dixie wants like time off. She works from home on Mondays, but when she's home, she still has to work, so she can't focus on bunnies. And once we throw them in there together, it's going to require several hours of basic constant supervision until we're sure that they're not going to tornado and fight. So didn't get it done this weekend like the plan was, but Martin Luther King Day is the next planned event. You're at the house anyway.
You know, that was never a thing where I was growing up, as horrible as that sounds. We didn't get Martin Luther King Day off at school. That's how racist the town I grew up in was. Like, I didn't even know it was really a holiday. Yeah, isn't that horrible?
That's pretty horrible.
Yeah.
There was a school that I'd gone to growing up where we did get it off, but they were racist enough to call it... This wasn't a official school stance, mind you. This is what the kids called it. As rude, crude, and sociably unacceptable as it was, they'd call it Sniper Appreciation Day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it's been fun. It's been real. Love y'all.
The good thing we do not promote violence here on the Ironworks.
Push the envelope a little bit.
How about you, Walter? How was your weekend?
Yeah, it was good. It was quiet, wet. Stayed here. Hit the plane with Zack and
Get Brian up to his 15.
Brian and Nemo. No, we almost got there, but he crashed as we were getting ready to do one more thing, and then it was time for bed. Past time, actually. So,
It's so
and I should
hard.
have went to bed feeling it. So
Hard
What?
to track. Like, I was like, all right, we're gonna get you your gold. We're gonna go do some bounties. Then all of a sudden, me and him are out in the field.
right, exactly. Yeah, it's easy to get distracted.
Article, which is kind of crazy. You guys are ready for articles yet? I don't know. Did you guys?
I got nothing. There's nothing pressing going on here.
30 new countries ready to join BRICS in 2024. That's a lot all at once. I mean, there's only, 207 countries or something like that? And the next BRICS summit will be held in October, and Russia's President Vladimir Putin confirmed that 30 new countries have now expressed their interest to join the alliance. So what this means is that these are all people that are now saying, well, yeah, we don't need the US dollar to trade oil in, which is kind of what our country is dependent upon, for the dollar to actually be worth something. But yeah, it's not giving me a list of the countries. I mean, I'd like to see what the countries are before I really start getting too worried. Yeah, they're not showing it. Yeah, that was a shocker when I saw that this morning.
Well, it certainly seemed like they would include at least a few.
Yeah, they didn't.
Maybe the recognizable names, something. The biggest population, something. Seems a little suspect that there's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's just... I know they're all in on it together and this and that, but, you know, in the story, you have to have a loser. Even in the story. And I don't want to be on that losing team that, you know, society crumbles and we have like 1988 Russia. I don't want to go through that. I've noticed that in like boxing and mixed martial arts, all that kind of stuff, MMA, a lot of these Eastern European guys right now are the toughest guys out there. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, yeah, they went through the fall of the Soviet Union right there. You know how tough that probably makes you going through something like that?
Right.
Yeah, like a lot of the greatest boxers, a lot of the greatest MMA guys all come out of that area of the world. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't want to go through that. Oh, man, it was nice doing the Globebuster show again. That was our first show in like a month.
I gotta say, it's been a while since you guys had done a show.
Yeah. It was fun. It was about the electric field, which I love. You know that, so. Yeah, more and more people are starting to get it. Austin was like, dude, this is a globe killer. I was like, yeah. Screaming it for like 6 years, trying to get people on board. Coming. Slowly but surely. That's the worst thing about this stuff. When you know, find some information that you want to share with lots of people and everything, and it's sound and you have demonstratable, you know, proof to show them and all this other stuff, and it just doesn't click with a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people get it, don't get me wrong. They comprehend it and everything, but there's a lot of people out there that just don't. I think it's time finally to come back around and redo a lot of my old electrostatic videos that are like 480p in a dark room and you know, can't see anything. But that's when I did a lot of my first testing and showing how the field works and how you can manipulate it and how matter interacts in a field and all that kind of stuff. Most of that I did on really crappy gear. But I wanted to wait to redo them all until this became a topic again and people were looking at it, you know? And it's slowly but surely, it's coming on. But yeah, I love Austin. He did a debate on Modern Day Debate with a engineer that works on space aerodynamics or something like that. Aerodynamics for space aeronautic systems, or blah, 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 blah. And Austin just wiped the floor with this guy. And Austin's opening monologue, you know, because Austin does speak fast, and he uses big scientific words. And the guy's like, oh, here we go with word salad. He's like, what are you talking about? You guys always say word salad. Tell me which one of these words did not make sense. And he went through it. He's like, the whole thing, you know, of course. And then Austin went through it super slow, word by word, and explained it to him. It's like, dude, you're an engineer in aerospace, and you don't understand what centripetal and centrifugal means? Really? Those were the words he was saying were word salad. Austin told him, you know what, you guys need to get me people with some accreditation here. Because, I mean, it really is true. When Austin did debate, you know, the physicist, the really accredited one, they had a nice conversation. They were both civil. And he kind of he wasn't expecting, like most of these people, I think. They come into a debate against flat Earth and do zero research, just thinking it's retarded. And then when they get there, they run into someone like Austin, and they are just shell-shocked. But he got through to that guy, and he got him to admit that, yes, the electric field we have here on Earth cannot be recreated using a sphere. And this guy worked at CERN, supposedly. He was a physicist from CERN that taught electric field theory and stuff like that. And yeah, once he got it into Austin, got the seed planted in his head, the guy just started stumbling and mumbling and staggering over himself. Yeah, it was a good one. That was, I don't know, I'll have to find that one. That one's really worth watching. Did you see they said they found Alexander the Great's tomb?
Seems like I vaguely remember hearing that somewhere.
It's fake. Yeah, I was wondering. It was down in some water or something, they were saying. I can't find the article now. Yeah, let me see. And now the room temperature. Oh, what is it? The semiconductor. That's on that room temperature or whatever. Now it's making rounds again. Have you seen that as well?
Yeah. Or I don't know if it was an old one or a new one saying that they recreated it. Recreated the original experiment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we have audio issues, I keep seeing in chat. I don't know if it's just Ona, because that's the only person I see saying it, but...
I mean, everything looks like it's bouncing reasonable.
Yeah, I don't hear anything on my end. I'm just... Maybe reset Ona and see if that helps. First, there was a message saying you were micro-buffering and then just straight up shitty audio, so...
Weird.
Daz thinks it might be the apocalypse, but it's fine because you'll be good. You will get a militia going for us, and we'll all head to your place. Apparently, it's his plan.
Yeah, I had just seen an article. It might have been an older one for some reason. I don't know why they would show it to me. I never look up Alexander the Great stuff, but I saw one yesterday going by, and I was looking at him, and it said something about discovery of Alexander the Great, but I'm not seeing any.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Articles from recent times. I might have seen it on YouTube, and you know how YouTube goes. People clickbait. So usually if I see something like that on YouTube, I don't watch the video until I go look other places to see if there's, you know, some scuttlebutt about it. Did you see Al Sharp, or no, who was it? Somebody knew was backing Donald Trump. A big name from the Farrakhan.
That'd be crazy.
There's that one too.
Or maybe it was Al Sharpton. I don't think it was Al Sharpton. Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's politics, whatever, blah, 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 but it's going to be an interesting year, that's for sure. So I think we should have a, I don't know, maybe we should talk about that after the show, because I definitely want to do this, but it might be better shock value or whatever if we don't mention it on air first before we do it. But I definitely want to do it. Yeah, I'm not going to mention it. But today, we're sending a new lunar lander, the first one since the Apollo era, to the moon. Takes off, no, yesterday, the 7th, supposedly took off. Okay. The first U.S. moon lander since the Apollo era is about to make history. This is January 8th, 2024. In just a few short hours, the U.S. will be embarking on a return to the moon. The United Launch Alliance Vulcan rocket due to launch at 2:18 Eastern on Monday, January 7th. It's Monday, January 8th.
Oh.
Well, hey, I didn't write this one. Aboard that lander will be 5 science payloads from NASA designed to collect in situ lunar data, SITU. First NASA instruments ferried to the moon since the Apollo era ended in 1972, over 50 years ago. The launch will mark the first. Oh,
I was just going to say in situ. I think the situ being the root word for situation, sort of in situ meaning where they are at that time. I do believe.
Okay. Yeah, I never heard that before. In situ. Situ. The launch will mark the first of NASA's commercial lunar payload services, the CLPS. They love those. They love those syllables. NASA collaboration with commercial companies. This is horribly written. The launch will mark the first of NASA's commercial lunar payload services. NASA collaborations with commercial companies to transport NASA science instruments to the moon and test space exploration technology. Yeah, I don't think this is AI written. This might be a real person. We are so excited to see this vision become a reality. CLPS is an innovative way of leveraging American companies to send important science and technology payloads to the moon. Says Science Mission Directorate Associate Administrator. What a title. Nicola Fox of NASA. The moon is a rich destination for scientific discovery. Studying and sampling the lunar environment will help NASA unravel some of the greatest mysteries of our solar system for the benefit of all. Then why the hell are we even going to Mars and places like that? Jupiter and Pluto. If some of the greatest mysteries of our solar system are on the moon, and we've been there already, why'd you stop? Peregrine will land in a region named Sinus Viscositatis, or the Bay of Stickiness.
How do you quantify mysteries? Do you make a list of all the shit you don't know and then rank them according to how much about it you don't know? Here's all the stuff I don't know anything about, and this is the one I know the least amount about, so that's the biggest mystery.
They're on the moon.
Just make shit up. Snorkel graphs. I don't know anything about snorkel graphs. That must be the world's biggest mystery. What's a snorkel graph? Well, I don't know what the fuck a snorkel graph is. That's what makes it a mystery. If I knew, then it wouldn't be one of the big mysteries, would it? Damn snorkel graphs.
Graphs. And then it goes on to say the LETS, that is the Linear Energy Transfer Spectrometer, will measure radiation. The NIRVS, NIRVSS, Near Infrared Volatile Spectrometer System, GSOPs, will study the composition, temperature, and structure of the lunar soil. The NSS, Neutron Spectrometer System. Okay, how many spectrometers? We'll look for water. They got the Peregrine Ion Trap Mass Spectrometer. Will study ions in the lunar atmosphere. And the LRA, Laser Retroreflector Array, we're putting up a new laser array. Permanent location marker that will help scientists measure the position of the moon for many years into the future. Yeah, because we weren't measuring the moon with lasers before we went to the moon, were we? Oh yeah, we were.
Yeah, kind of we were.
So is it me that's just bad there on YouTube, or is it all of us?
I don't know. I was just about to say, apparently there is a sound issue because Liz just sent us another message about it. I don't know what's going on. I don't hear anything here.
On YouTube, you don't hear that? It does sound a little wonky. I don't know what in the world it's going to be, though.
I'm not listening on YouTube. I have a call going in my ears.
Yeah, that could be the same audio.
Okay, I was just making sure it wasn't me. Maybe I needed to drop and jump back in, or... Okay, well, we're gonna work through it. And then it said...
Oh yeah, something's definitely off on YouTube, dude. Like, it sounds like it's going super fast, and like it's wavy.
That sucks.
Not sure.
How is it over there on the free world?
Is it that way on the free world? I was just about to ask that. And go answer that by going to listen and see. Yeah, I can't listen to everything at once.
Wow, yeah, that sounds horrible.
Really? Even on free world?
No, on YouTube.
Oh.
I just went to YouTube. I was like, whoa, that's like really...
No, free world sounds good.
Well, maybe this is your guy.
Free world sounds good. Right now it's showing that it's Jonathan's show up, but it is definitely playing okay. It's showing Jonathan's show on the player, not on the banner. The banner always shows a different show. But yeah, usually the radio part, the player has usually got the right show, but it doesn't this morning. Just letting you know. Yeah, I don't know what YouTube's doing.
Yeah, that stinks. But come on over to Free World then, folks. It's free. Set up a thing, play with some GIFs in the chat. It's fun.
Dean said try the moon phone. I think you're right, Dean. That might help.
Yeah, I found you guys on TFR, not even YouTube. That's how I ran into you guys. Because Jaron and Mark went to TFR, and then I've been listening to them for a little bit, and I saw, oh, here's another Flat Earth show. And yeah, that's all it took after the first show. I was like, oh, I like these guys. It's crazy it sounds all wonky there on the YouTubes.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's nothing different between anything. Nothing ever fucking changes.
Yeah. Ghost in the system. Whoa, this is a new controversy I haven't heard of yet. This is the same article. a bunch of non-scientific payloads will be aboard too, including time capsules, artwork, a collection of short stories, a Bitcoin of all things, and cremated human remains.
I think it was Mr. Star Trek, Gene Roddenberry. I forget whose remains they were taking up there.
And that's the one that is causing some controversy. The
They
Navajo,
already flung this shit to the moon at some point, or at the sun, or some other space fly.
the Navajo Nation objected to the human ashes on spiritual grounds. The sacredness of the moon is deeply embedded in the spirituality and heritage of many indigenous cultures, including our own.